Hello students, I welcome all of you to the science class, subject chemistry, unit 11, air. This is the continuation of air lesson. In last class, we have studied about oxygen, occurrence of oxygen, physical and chemical properties of oxygen and uses of oxygen. And we have also seen nitrogen, occurrence of nitrogen, physical and chemical properties of nitrogen and its uses. And at last, the topic is nitrogen fixation. So we have seen oxygen, nitrogen and nitrogen fixation. Today, the topics to be discussed about carbon dioxide, occurrence of carbon dioxide, physical and chemical properties of carbon dioxide and its uses. And at last, we are going to see about greenhouse effect and global warming, and at last, acid rain. Let's move on to the topic about carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a chemical compound in which one carbon and two oxygen atoms are bonded together. It is a gas at room temperature. It is represented by the formula CO2. It is found in the Earth atmosphere and it sends back the solar energy which is reflected by the surface of the Earth to make it possible for living organisms. When carbon dioxide accumulates more in the atmosphere, it produces harmful effects. Now we will see the occurrence of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is present in air to the extent of about 0.03% in volume. It is evolved by the plants and animals during respiration and it's produced during fermentation reactions. Much of the natural occurring CO2, that is carbon dioxide, is emitted from the magma through volcanoes. Carbon dioxide may also originate from the biodegradation of oil and gases. Human CO2 emissions, that is carbon dioxide emissions, upset the natural balance of the carbon cycle. Man-made carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased global temperatures, which is warming the planet. While carbon dioxide derived from fossil fuel, fossil fuel is a very small component of global carbon cycle. The extra carbon dioxide is cumulative because the natural carbon exchange cannot absorb all the additional carbon dioxides. Now we will see the physical properties of carbon dioxide. You know that carbon dioxide is a colorless and odorless gas. It is heavier than air. It does not support combustion. It is fairly soluble in water and turns blue litmus slightly red, so it is acidic in nature. Carbon dioxide is always acidic in nature. Carbon dioxide can easily be liquefied under the high pressure and can also be solidified. This solid form of carbon dioxide is called dry ice, which undergoes sublimation. Next, we will see about the chemical properties of carbon dioxide. First property is combustibility. Carbon dioxide is non-combustible and not a supporter of combustion. Reaction with metals. Lighter metals like sodium, potassium and calcium combine with carbon dioxide to form corresponding carbonates, whereas magnesium gives it oxide and carbon. For example, we will take sodium metal. Sodium metal combines with carbon dioxide and gives sodium carbonate. that is 4Na plus 3CO2 gives 2Na2CO3 plus C. Likewise, magnesium combines with carbon dioxide, it gives magnesium oxide. For example, 2Mg plus CO2 gives 2MgO plus C. Next property is reaction with sodium hydroxide, that is alkali. Sodium hydroxide is a base, is neutralized by carbon dioxide to form a sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is salt and water. For example, when sodium hydroxide combines with carbon dioxide, it gives sodium carbonate. It gives a salt water. Sodium carbonate is a salt water. Next property is reaction with lime water, that is a calcium hydroxide. When a limited amount of carbon dioxide is passed through lime water and it turns milky due to the formation of insoluble calcium carbonate. For example, CaOH2 plus CO2 gives CaCO3 plus H2O. That is calcium carbonate. When an excess amount of carbon dioxide is passed through lime water means it first turns milky and the milky lens disappears due to formation of soluble calcium hydrogen carbonate. That is CaHCO3. Now we will see the uses of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is used to prepare soft drinks or aerated drinks. It is used in fire extinguishers. It is used in manufacturing sodium carbonate by Solvay process. Solid carbon dioxide, called as dry ice, it used as a refrigerant. The gas is so cold that moisture in the air condenses on it, creating a dense fog, which it is used in stage shows and movie effects. In movie effects and stage shows and all, we use carbon dioxide gas, that smoky effect, to show the smoky effect in stage shows and movie effects. Carbon dioxide is used along with ammonia in the manufacture of fertilizers like urea. Carbon dioxide can also be used in the preservation of food grains, fruits. Next, we will see about greenhouse effect and global warming. The solar radiation is absorbed by the surface of land and ocean. In turn, they release infrared radiation or heat into the atmosphere. Certain gaseous molecules present in the atmosphere absorb the infrared rays and re-radiate the heat in all directions. Hence, these gases maintain the temperature of Earth's surface. The gases which absorb these radiations are called greenhouse gases, and this effect is called a greenhouse effect. The greenhouse gases are CO2, N2O, CHO and CFC. CFC is chlorofluorocarbon. The increase in the levels of these gases results in the gradual increase of temperature of Earth's surface. This increased greenhouse effect is caused due to increase in the air pollutants, and it results in the average increase of temperature of atmosphere. This is called as global warming. Now we will see the effects of global warming. Melting of ice cap and glaciers, increase in frequency of floods, soil erosion, and unseasonal rains. Loss of biodiversity due to the extinction of coral reefs and the other key species. Spreading of waterborne and insect-borne diseases. These are the effects of global warming. Now we will see how the preventive measures is how to prevent ourselves from the global warming. The preventive measures are reduction in the use of fossil fuels, controlling deforestation, restriction the use of CFCs. CFCs means chlorofluorocarbons, and planting more trees. And at last, reducing, reusing, and recycling measures. These are the preventive measures for global warming. Now we will see about acid rain. Rainwater is actually the purest form of water. However, pollutants such as oxides of nitrogen and sulfur in the air released by factories, burning fossil fuels, eruption of volcanoes, etc. dissolve in rainwater and form nitric acid and sulfuric acid, which adds up to the acidity of rainwater. Hence, it results in rainwater. Do you know acid rain has pH less than 5.6, whereas pH of pure rainwater is around 5.6 due to dissolution of atmosphere carbon dioxide in it. Now we will see the effects of acid rain. Acid rain affects us in many ways. Some of the consequences are given below. Acid rain irritates eye and skin of human beings. Acid rain inhibits germination and growth of seedlings. Acid rain changes the fertility of the soil, destroys plants and aquatic life. It causes corrosion of many buildings and bridges, etc. Now we will see what are the preventive measures for acid rain. Acid rain and its effects can be controlled by the following ways, like minimizing the usage of fossil fuel such as petrol, diesel, using CNG. CNG is a compressed natural gas, and using non-conventional source of energy, and the proper disposal of industrial waste. Students, that's all. The lesson is over. Now we will move on to the assignment session. The assignment is, the questions are, what are effects of acid rain and how can we prevent acid rain? For these questions, here I have attached the answer for these questions. Kindly note it down your rough note or any other note and submit it in the GCR. Thank you.